In this episode, I want to focus on where you're headed with your business. It always helps to know where you're going before you start your journey. So today, we're going to dig into your destination so that your efforts will get you where you want to go. Ready to nail down a win on stage 13 of this year's Tour de Profit? Let's get into it.
Welcome to Why Business Teams Fail and How to Avoid It, a show helping small business owners build a radically engaged team that can run the business without you so you can remove the stress from owning a business and enjoy the freedom you deserve. Now, here's your host, Rich Allen.
Today you'll learn that it's hard to make solid plans if you don't know where you're heading, that starting with the end in mind is important not only for you, the business owner, but for your team members too, and that if you want those on your team to work hard for you, they must see a vision that's compelling and motivating. Here's my question for you this week. Have you declared your ideal destination and path forward for your business? Last week, we talked about how to focus your attention on those things that are important but not urgent in your business. I trust you're entering this week's challenge with a newfound sense of priority around how you're using your valuable time. Hopefully, you're focused on those activities that will help you shape your future and motivate your team. If you missed last week's episode, be sure to take time to go back and listen to it. It'll change the way you think about how you use your time. Now, this week, we're going to move forward to a new area of mastery, destination mastery. Believe it or not, many business owners are running their business without a clear idea of where they intend to take the business. It's not unusual for a business owner to get so buried in the day-to-day that they forget why they went into business in the first place. I sincerely hope that's not you, but if it is, this week we're going to address this head on. Let's take time this week to focus on your future. The clarity you'll get from doing this may just change the so what for you and your business. I'd like to cover this as three related destination topics. First, let's start with the end in mind, your preferred transition. In the end, you will have a transition or an exit of some kind. Everyone will ultimately transition their business, whether by acquisition, sale, retirement, employee buyout, transfer to a family member, closure, or death. So it's important to be able to articulate a thoughtful answer to this question. If things go well with your business, what's your ideal exit plan? What you ultimately intend to do with your business has significant implication on the best legal structure for your business. It'll also influence the financial and capital structure of your business. Have you thought this through and come up with a good answer for you? You can choose to either plan for your preferred transition or you can let it just happen to you. I'd suggest that planning for your preferred transition has far more near and long-term benefits than taking a whatever happens, happens attitude. I want to encourage you to dedicate some time to seek out wise counsel on how best to structure your business entity, your financials, and your ownership structure for an orderly transition to your ultimate exit strategy. Let me be clear. It's critical that you have the legal, financial, and ownership issues in place well before you plan to exit your business. It will lessen your stress level, reduce your expenses related to the transition, and make it a pleasant experience. If you wait till the last minute, it'll be anything but easy, fun, and stress-free. Once you've answered the preferred transition question, it's time to move to the second destination topic, long-range visioning and planning. Unless your age or how long before you hope to transition your business is a shorter time frame, I prefer to think in terms of a 10-year time horizon. Set some time aside to ask yourself this question. If things go well, what would this business look like in 10 years? While no one can predict the future, as the business owner, one of your primary roles is to create the vision of the future that's exciting and compelling. I like to think of this exercise as a balance between a someday vision and a long-range plan. That's why I suggest you focus on the next 10 years. 10 years is a long time, but it's also finite, meaning you can put a date on it. By answering the question, if things go well, what would this business look like in 10 years? Your team will see that you're thinking long term. I can't tell you how many times I've asked a business owner, so what do you want this business to be in 10 years? And they can't answer the question with any clarity. Heck, they can't answer these questions when I ask them, how about in 5 years? But I want you to have a clear and compelling response. I want you to share the picture you see in your mind's eye of your future business with your team. Give them some specifics related to things like what new markets we'll be serving, how many employees we'll have, what new products or services will we introduce, and what's the total revenue we'll be generating 10 years from now. Can you see how answering these questions with conviction and clarity would motivate your team members? Some may be scared of your big plans, but I can assure you, people like to work with those who have a vision and a dream for the future. It generates excitement and gets people seeing themselves as a bigger part of a business that's going somewhere. Which is more energizing, just coming to work day after day, or being a part of something that's growing and has a purpose and a goal? As I'm sure you know, without a clear idea of this future destination, everything falls flat. So be sure to set time aside to get clear on this today. Lastly, the third destination topic is your preferred route towards the 10-year vision. It's important that you show your team that you're making progress towards the 10-year vision. It's important for them to see themselves as being a part of your long-term success. I suggest you take your 10-year vision and ask the question, what would the business need to look like in 5 years if we were on track to hit our 10-year vision? Then repeat the process of setting specific goals for the business in 5 years in terms of markets served, products and service offered, positioning in the marketplace, number of employees, and top-line revenues. Once you've set goals for 5 years from now, do it again for 3 years in the future. These should all make sense, tie together, and create a nice pathway to the 10-year vision. Ultimately, you want to break down your goals into this year's goals and perhaps even a quarter-by-quarter set of goals that can become action items for your teams on a daily, weekly, and monthly basis. By doing this, you will have tied together your ultimate transition plan with a solid long-term vision and the milestones that you can track and measure along the way over the next 10 years. Do this well, and you'll gain the confidence of your team, and their productivity, commitment, and passion for your success will rise to heights you've never seen before. Take time this week to get your thinking straight on where you want to take your business. Start with your preferred transition plan and take it all the way down to this year's goals and the action items for the next quarters that lie ahead. The effort you put forth on this Stage 13 race will pay dividends for years to come. As we wrap up today's podcast, let me leave you with these simple thoughts. Number one, knowing your destination is critical to making the right structural decisions for your business. Number two, break this activity down into 3 simple exercises: your preferred transition plan, your 10-year vision, and your preferred route to your 10-year vision. And number 3, once you have clarity on your destination, share it with your team and let them join you on the journey. You'll be glad you did. If you'd like some additional support as we ride this Tour de Profit race or want to tap into our free resources, simply go to my website, tourdeprofit.com. You'll find everything you need there. Thanks for joining me today. Be sure to tune in next week when we're going to discuss Stage 14, creating a unique selling proposition. You won't want to miss it. Now, go make it a great week, and whatever you do, ride hard.
Thank you for listening to Why Business Teams Fail and How to Avoid It. Make sure to like, subscribe, and tell your friends so you don't ever miss an episode. Now go make it a great week, and whatever you do, ride hard.